Hello guys, and welcome back to another sets of the week. We are now in week 5. Phase 1 is almost over, and so we have some more sets of the week. I don't know if I will continue them in phase 2, because in phase 2 I think we have only 4 matches a week, so there are not that many matches, but maybe it will be combined with top place, who knows. We will just have to see when it rolls around, but for now I have a top 3 with some honorable mentions again. There were not that many heat sets this week, but there were definitely some interesting sets that worked out really well. I'm still pressured for time, exams, some just finished, one still to go, so I won't have the replays in it. I will just go over the sets quickly and tell them what they've done. So first, the honorable mentions. The first honorable mention this week goes to Johnny and his Suicune. So last time when he faced Bird, he had a Calm Mind Suicune. It was Calm Mind Suicune versus Calm Mind Jirachi. He eventually critted Jirachi and that ended up winning him the game. This time around he had a Calm Mind Baton Pass Sylveon into this Suicune. This Suicune didn't have Calm Mind itself, but it had Roar. So it could roar out the Calm Mind Jirachi, and then it had just Scald, Rest and Sleep Talk. And it was really hard for Bird to break through. Overall it was a really nice bring for him, and just as you can see, it had a complicated EV spread, definitely there to take some hits on both sides of the spectrum. And it was definitely a cool bring to, especially if you look at the rematch, like he acknowledged, okay, that Calm Mind Jirachi setup on his side can be annoying, so let me bring Roar this time over the Calm Mind, and that really worked out for him. Then the other honorable mention was a set that could have potentially swapped, but he couldn't find the right opportunity, and that was the Metagross from Jake. He had a Sugar Berry Metagross, max attack, max speed, so an offensive one this time. You don't see it that often, with the Adamant Nature and then Earthquake, Meteor Mash, Thunder Punch, the 3 coverage options you need, and then Agility. So Agility Metagross is always cool to see. In the match he was able to set up an Agility, but he went down to due to a Rocky helmet damage, because he was already put really low, which was unfortunate because the set could have definitely worked, and it was a cool bring on Jake's part. So then into our actual top 3. On number 3 we have kind of a set that was used as a great bluff, just to say, and that was the Trudicon by A12. He brought an Assault Vest Trudicon, as you can see here, with max attack and then split HP and special defense. As the move set, it had Earthquake, Pursuit, Sucker Punch and Dragon Claw. The main job of this Trudicon was, at some point there was a Dragon Dance Latios that was really scary for him, and his opponent thought, oh, I think I have the match in the bag, because Trudicon hasn't revealed any, he didn't reveal any priority prior, and then the Trudicon came in, he took some up, and then he went for the Sucker Punch, and the Latios survived, but due to rough skin it died. So I think this was a really great bluff on his part in the first part of the match, and his opponent didn't expect Sucker Punch, so it was a great move set, and just great to see the Assault Vest Trudicon really put in the work. That's why it was a number 3 for this week. So then number 2 is a set that is from Bird. He wanted it to be the set of the week, but then he should have just got a clean sweep. He didn't get it. He Baton Passed Speed into his Decidueye, which had a Nasty Plot, and then Spirit Shackle to trap a mon potentially, and then Shadow Ball, Energy Ball as the coverage. And as you can see, again, quite a complicated EV spread, with more defensive to take the hits and able to set up the Nasty Plot, but enough speed to abuse this boosts. But unfortunately he went down. I think he tried to 1v1 a Piloswine with it without prior setting up the Nasty Plot, so he had to set it up upon the Piloswine, and that really costed him a lot of damage, and then later on another mon could revenge it. So all in all, it was definitely a great bring. It's definitely cool to see the Decidueye do so many great things in the format already. But it was just not enough to make it to number 1. Number 1 this week went to Greg, and Greg brought an interesting Mew set. He brought it more as in bulky, not bulky as he did the last few weeks, but he brought max speed with still a lot of HP, a bit of attack. And he brought a Swords Dance Baton Pass variant with Thunder Punch and Earthquake, with a Citrus Berry. So the Citrus Berry allowed him to most hits that would be 3-hit KOs turn into 2-hit KOs. He went with Thunder Punch and Earthquake because Thunder Punch was mainly there for Golbat and for Vaporeon to weaken them, and those also could be potential phasers. So he could try to 1v1 it with this Mew instead of Baton Passing. And EQ was just there for some other mons, most notably something like Tapu Lele. It could 2-shot and it just was a nice coverage option. And the main idea of the set was then to Baton Pass the Sword Dance out into his Hawlucha, which he was able to do on the Bandit Garchomp, which normally would have 2-hit KO'd it, but due to Citrus Berry it was a 3-hit KO. Good Baton Pass out into Hawlucha. Hawlucha was a fairly simple Hawlucha. It was a substitute variant with the Citrus Berry to activate Unburden, so he just did that, activated Unburden, and then Stone Edge, High Jump Kick, Acrobatics was the whole coverage. With the Swords End up, he just swept through the opponent's team, and that was a really cool bring. I think the combination was definitely set of the week, but I chose the Mew set because the Mew set was specifically tailored to aid in the sweep of Hawlucha. With the Citrus Berry was a really cool idea, and the Thunder Punch and the Earthquake was also a nice coverage to help aid the Hawlucha. So that's it for me, guys. It was a fairly short week, I know, but yeah, I have some more things to record and also some exams to learn. So that's it for me, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.